All right, so I wanted to do this in a live video, but apparently, for some whatever reason, it's not gonna happen as a live. So I just did it as a recorded video. Maybe I didn't need the distraction. Maybe I didn't need the hey girl, how you doing? Give a shout out, all of that shit. Because I wanted to talk about spilling salt. Now I know in a magical way there are different magical properties, and I've already done a video about that. I did that back in 2021. I'm gonna add that in the link the description for this video. But now I wanted to talk about the origin of superstitions. I'm going to do a complete series, so I'm going to discuss plenty of stuff, and I'm also going to give you workings, little working gems to go with each superstition that we discuss. So first and foremost, I'm going to talk about salt. The reason why I want to talk about salt is because number one, number one, salt is considered a holy substance. What do I mean about a holy substance? So let me explain. Now, of course, y'all know I love to take notes, so I'm gonna go down my list. So, spilling the salt. Salt is from the beginning of civilization to the importance to our daily diet. Yeah, I got a cough in there. Don't mind me. It was considered a holy substance, right? And so, no sacrifice, whether according to the Bible, right, or a pagan tradition, salt was always substantial and it could be offered without the addition. Like nothing could be offered without salt. See, we use salt as a purifier, we use salt as a blocker, but its presence used to be at every table, and it was regarded a necessity. It was a necessity to have salt on your table. Think about it. Salt on a table, salt and pepper on a table. We think of salt, biblical sense, as it gives things flavor, being the salt of the earth. This goes all the way back to the Greeks, the Romans, all of it, even the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church uses salt still today in their baptisms. Talk about rituals, right? So, any meal, maybe that's why white people like salt so much, I don't know, or they consider that that's all the seasoning they need, because back in the day, any meal, salt was needed. It was thought to be a necessity, and any meal that did not have salt in it was considered to be profane. So nothing could be offered without salt. Salt had to be on every table. It was a necessity. Salt is still used, like I said, in baptisms in the Catholic Church today. And even everyday speech testifies to the importance of salt. It's said of some people that are not worth their salt. See, the reason why the word salary, salary is derived from the Latin word salt, and it's the SAL. Did you know that? Did you know that? Well, if you don't know, I'm telling you that today. All right, so it's the practice of paying the soldiers with salt. Like in the Roman Empire, they would pay them with lumps of salt, or they would give them an allowance to buy salt. Because see, we think that money is always the currency in money, but back in the day, money didn't have the significance that it has today. That's why currency is such at a different rate than what it used to be. So salt purifies, right? So hence it became a symbol of everything. That's why the Greek philosopher Pythagoras, the Pythagoras theory. Well, Pythagoras saw it as an emblem of justice, which is why it belonged on every table. And it was to remind people participating in the meal of that essential virtue. And to upset the salt was already seen as a forewarning of injustice. So, salt is a currency. Salary, salt, SAL. It's Latin. It's to pay. And so, that's why salt is so important. I'm trying to think. Okay, so if salt was missing from the table, it was said that justice was to follow. So say for instance, like back in the day, you get invited to dinner, and they didn't have salt on the table. Well, just know some fuck shit about to start, because salt was seen as it purified things. It was such a necessity. It it was needed. So if salt was not on the table, then you know it's supposed to be some fuck shit. I'm gonna go even deeper than that. Um, you know the Last Supper, Leonardo da Vinci, he painted the Last Supper. So y'all go look this up if you think I'm bullshitting. In front of Judas was salt. Go look it up. Ain't that crazy? In front of Judas, which is the one that defiled Jesus, the salt, and on the canvas, the salt is facing Judas, and it's depicted as being upset. So go look it up, and then tell me what you think. Um, Salt is also a preservative, so it's also seen as immortality, and it's also a sign of a lasting friendship if someone was to give you some salt. Hey, y'all asked for it, I'm giving it to you. I thought it was interesting as well, and that's why I wanted to share it. Salt is a preservative. This is a sign of a lasting long friendship. It's also immortality as well. The Arabs to this day, they put salt on the front of the door, to let the strangers know that they're coming into a house of goodwill, that they're not coming into a house that has evil spirits. In hoodoo, you can get you a bowl, and you can put water and salt and water in the bowl, and get you a white 7-day candle, put by your front door, and it absorbs all the negativity. And watch how it sticks to the lit 7-day candle that's sitting inside that bowl of salt. You might run some people out your house. That's the way to get some people to fuck out your shit too. Also, in a lot of customs too, they used to put salt in a person's coffin, and it was just a reminder of the person's soul. It was like the soul survival. Like the salt helped the soul to survive. So salt is very important to our society, to our paganism, to our culture, whether it's the Roman Catholic or just the Catholic Church, period. Different customs, they justify the purification of salt. Salt was also put, like I said, in coffins. The Bible, they wished a series of the covenant of salt, because it was supposed to be this everlasting thing. Let me see. Look this up too. Hold on. So Ezra used salt as a sacred sign. In Ezra, in that 6 and 9, salt was widely and variably used as a symbol and a sacred sign in ancient Israel numbers. 18, chapter 18 and 19, Second Chronicles, and it illustrated that salt was a covenant of friendship. It also signified permanence, it signified loyalty, it signified durability, it signified fidelity, it signified usefulness, value, and like I said, purification. Ancient Israel used salt a lot. Like the areas of the Dead Sea. If you don't believe me, look it up. Don't just take my word for it. So I included another video I did a few years back about the magical properties of salt, but this is the history and the superstition of it. The fate of Lot's wife. He turned that bitch into a whole big pillar of salt. That was in Genesis 19 and 26. Mm, mm, mm. And then also he said, in every offering of your grain offering you shall season with salt. You shall not allow the salt to be the covenant of your God to be lacking from your grain offering. With all your offerings you shall offer salt. So salt was widely used as a symbol. Like I said, it's a sacred sign. Um, Also, in Scotland, you would throw a handful of salt on the top of like mash, or at the top of their, or in the front door, to ward off witches, which I don't think it really works because I'm a witch and I use salt a lot. White, Himalayan, or black. The fuck? So you would also say you would take your right hand and throw it over your left shoulder. You know how you spill some salt, you throw it over your left shoulder. And what it was supposed to do is it was supposed to ward off like bad luck that was coming your way because you spilled some salt. And it was said that the devil would come because the left side, while you would take your right hand, because that's the more dominant hand, and throw it over your left shoulder, was because that's the sinister side. That's the side that they say that the devil would come to because that's your weaker side. Um, Also, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, yeah. Last but not least, because I'm not trying to make this video long, but I'm trying to give y'all some good content. Y'all can go and research it if you think that it's some bullshit. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you want me to do more superstition videos and curious customs and stuff like that. And I can tell you whether the hoodoo presence of it, the biblical presence of it, and the mundane, right? So I will tell you this. Saltpeter. Saltpeter, if you're wanting to stunt a man, make him impotent, make that dick not work, make it where it only works for you, saltpeter. But saltpeter is highly flammable with saltpeter, right? Also, salt symbolizes a man's semen. Did y'all know that? Well, now you do. So if you're trying to do a spell and you can't get to the man's semen, then you can use salt instead and use that as a component of your spell work. That's it. That's all. Tell me if you like this video. Tell me if you want me to do more. I will. Thank you guys for emailing me about the superstitions and the curious customs of stuff, and I will fully discuss stuff like that. And hopefully the next time I want to do a video like that, I could do it live. But I still wanted to give you some great content like this. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Please share, like, subscribe. Please leave a comment. I try to like and love every last one, and I'll try to respond to them too. That's it. That's all. Many blessings.